Okay, all right. So if you start with the landing page for Power BI, so the interface what we are seeing here, so at the top, this interface looks similar to Office 365. So if you open Word or if you open PPT PowerPoint, then you will be seeing you will be having multiple options at the top. So if you're just in the Home tab, then you could see you have the option of copy paste. So if I select one visual here, so I'm selecting a card visual, then you could see this has enabled options for selecting for copying and pasting this particular visual. So I could do a copy, and then when I click on paste, then you could see here, I'll be able to easily copy and paste. And then apart from that, you could see a complete section here is dedicated to get the data. So we will be basically getting the data into Power BI. So we have seen example to connect to an Excel. So let's say if you have data sitting in an Excel document, so you can leverage that data and then pull it directly into Power BI. So when you click on Excel, it will directly give us a prompt where we want to specifically point to. So we have to go to that folder, pick that Excel file, and then open it, and then we'll be able to load and then work on the data. But apart from that, we were looking into the different option. So the get data option, what we have here, this will list all the connectors that we have available. So you could see these are the quick access connectors. But at the bottom, you see I have the option here as more. So this prompt, what we will see here, this will categorize all the connectors. So you could see first one is all, second one is like if you just want to see file-based data connectors, then you could see Excel, CSV, XML, JSON folder. So you can read the data from PDF, or you can read the data from SharePoint. Or let's say if you have a standard database given, then you could see you have everything here. So you have SQL Server, so you have analysis services, Oracle, or any of the other databases which you want to connect. So you will be having all the connectors available here. Apart from this, there are other connectors available. So whatever connector you're looking for, you can either directly search here. So let's say if you have like a standard CSV or Excel based data, then you can add it here. Or if it is a data in folder or PDF, whatever it is, we just get the data. So once we select the data source, we import the data. So the example what we have picked is we connected to an OData source. So you could see when I click on get data, so I have this OData feed option, and then I can specify a URL here, and then it will be able to connect to it. So when I connect to a specific data source, the option what I see here under the recent sources, I'll be able to see all those data sources I have connected to. So you could see I have OData source here, and then I also have the Excel data source. I can leverage this one more time, or whenever I want to pull any of the tables, rather than again going here in get data and then doing all the steps from scratch. So I can directly click here, then it will connect to that specific data source, and then it will give me a list of all the tables here. So you could see all the options what I'm seeing here are all the tables which we have already pulled in this PBIX. Otherwise, let's say if we don't have the invoices table available, so then I can click here and then select invoices table, and then I can say load. So we have targeted invoices table here to load it into Power BI, and then we can do analysis on top of it. So once we click and then say load, then you could see invoices, and then after that it added an alias as saying two, because we already had invoices table available. So I could scroll here and show you, so you could see here within the fields, it will show you all the tables that are available. So we have invoices, and then again, we have this invoices table. So for this, I can right click on this. And then for now, as I have already imported the invoices table, I can delete that. So I have only this invoices table available here. So I can click on this. So you could see this is a data available for us for doing the analysis. So with the different columns available here. So, and then in the data view, so first we were in the report view, and then now we are in the data view. So within the data view, we have the option of seeing the data and then see how it is completely structured. So you could see the information what we have available within the invoice table. It's giving me about shipping information, customer information, and then order dates, and then information related to the product, and then the price, unit price, and then the extended price and all. So now I can go ahead and then visualize the data. And here you could see using using the charts what I have available within the visualization. So I have used, so if I select any specific visual, then it will show which specific visual we have used. So when I selected this customer account card, so you could see we have used the card visual within the visualization. So any visual we select, so each visual will have the formatting option, and then it will have this fields option. So fields option is where you drag and drop, and then you'll be able to add the fields. And then here you could see count of a customer ID, and then I can do a count here. So I can perform a mathematical operation. So basically what I did is I use customer ID field, and then I'm doing a distinct count. So this is how I'm getting the distinct list of customers. And then within the formatting option, so I have the capability to update the tile and then use different colors, different fonts. If I want to do give a background, so I'll be able to update anything from this. So I'll be able to update the border. I'll be able to update the background. So all the formatting option for that specific visual what we have selected will be available here. So same thing happens for any of the other visuals you select. So you'll be having this field option, and then you also will be having the format option here. So within the format option, you could see we have multiple things, so you can explore and then see how you want to display your visual. Apart from this, apart from the standard visuals you see that are available, and then the other thing to notice is, so each visual you select, it will give you different categories where you have to fill in the column. So here you see on the shade axis, which means at the bottom on the x-axis, I wanted to display a year column here, so which I use from the order date, and then after that in the column values, which are the bars here, I'm displaying count of customer ID, and then in the line values, I'm doing a count of a product ID. So on one chart, I'm displaying count of customer IDs and then count of product IDs, and then I'm trying to see if they are related to each other or not. Okay, and then we also have slicer options available. So when I use a slicer here, then you could see it is providing me a capability to select one specific year. So let's say if you have to do analysis for only one specific year or multiple years, so you can select those years and then do your analysis, do your comparison. So all the presentation you want to give will completely come in this canvas here. And then you'll be able to rename the report page. If you come at the bottom, I can right click on this. I can rename this, I can hide it, I can delete, and then I can duplicate. So these are the different option I can do. So apart from this, I can duplicate, and then I can add more information here. So you could see we have this plus icon to add a new page, update the information, and then within the format pane, I can also update the background, update the page size as well. So based on the need I have, but overall, however we want to present, so we will be using this canvas space here for presenting it to the user. Visualization pane will help to select the visuals, and then fields pane will help you to select the fields and then present the data. At top, within the home option, you have the option to copy, and then you have the option to connect to the data. And then let's say you started to work on your dashboard, and then they added more products. So you have to capture those. So then the refresh option will help you to capture those changes. And then after that, you see we have this new visual. If you want to add any text box, more visuals, so same thing, you'll be able to see it here as well. New measure and all are related to DAX. So when you will be seeing videos in details, you'll be able to use it. And then once you want to make this dashboard accessible to broader users or manager, so you can just publish this dashboard into a workspace and then share with them. So usually, like, let's say if you create a Word document, we email them directly using Outlook, or put it onto like any of the shared drive so that they can access it. So same way within Power BI, we have the service called Power BI service. So we publish there, and then any users can go, whoever have access to the dashboard, and then they can look into the dashboard. Okay, and then the same thing within the insert tab. So we have option to insert any of the additional way we want to present the data here. It's pretty straightforward. Modeling is related to adding any new table, new measures, and then we have the model option here. Model is like when you have multiple tables, and then you want to have like a relationship between those tables, so that when you're doing your analysis, you can combine those tables and then you can use it. So let's say you have orders information sitting in one Excel file, and then you have ship related information sitting in one Excel file. Power BI allows you to create relationships between this. If you're familiar with SQL, it will be similar to joins. And then this is how we'll be able to leverage this tables here. Otherwise, we have to bring in all the columns we want to use from this additional lookup tables into your main orders table. So this is how you'll have the relationships option. And then within the view, you can update the layout here. So you could see we have different themes available. You could select. So if I come to this shipment analysis page, I could see. So if I select this, then you could see this has directly applied a theme here. The same way you could explore any of the different theme which you want to apply, and then you can also customize this theme. So you could see we have the option of customizing it and then make it to your specific requirement, so that you don't have to change it every time. And apart from that, we have this page view. So if you want to fit to page, fit to width or actual size, and then after that, we also have this mobile layout as well. So when we click on this mobile layout, we'll be able to drag and drop and then place uh, visuals here, so that way whoever user is using on mobile, so he will have like a mobile specific layout compared to what he sees on a browser. So I can drag and drop. I have this grids available so that I could arrange it, and then I can complete this uh, dev work for the mobile layout, and then when I click back, I'll come back to this desktop view. And we have the options so of opening the grid lines. I think grid lines will be more accessible. So let me change the theme here, and then snap. So this one will be like how you want to align visuals here. So you could see on this report page, I have this grid lines available. So this will help me to lock or use this guidelines to present your visual. So that way I'm well aligned with this grid line. So if you don't want to use it, so you can close it. And then we have this other options as well, snap to grid or like lock objects, so that we are not moving. And apart from that, Power BI also provides to like create your Power BI report like a website as well. So we can leverage this bookmark pane. So you could see now we have this additional pane available, and then we have this additional selection pane available. So using this, I can hide or unhide the visual. So let's say in one of the views, you're adding a button to the user where you want to hide this visual. So you can hide and unhide this visual using selection and the bookmark pane. So I can select this, hide it, and I can create a new bookmark. and then I can unhide it and then add a new bookmark here. So if I switch between these two visuals, so you could see it's now creating like a different view of the same data. Okay, so we can create use it within the view option. Performance analyzer is to see if your performance of the specific report page is good or if it is taking more time to display it for the users. Help option is like straightforward few of the like links you can go and watch few of the tutorial videos from the community, and then external tools help you to like speed up your development. So if you want to quickly deploy to the Power BI service, so you have ALM toolkit. If you want to quickly write the DAX calculations or like analyze your model, you have DAX. And then you have Tabular Editor for doing any of the DAX logic if you want to add, or if you want to like do any of the bulk operations, you'll be able to use Tabular Editor, right? So if I select any specific table or a column, at the top, the menu get extended. And then now you see when a table is selected in the fields, so you have now all the options related to table. And then when I select a column, then you see apart from table, you now have options for columns where you will be able to like name a column, change the data type, or change the format how you want to change it, and then default behavior if you want to summarize the data, or if you have like if you want to do any other option. But the key thing, whatever you do, your main intention will be to present on this blank canvas a story to the front end user.